Do you like chickens? I like chickens. Let's build a chicken coop. Top plate, bottom plate.
Now before we go any further, I really want to thank you for watching this video. And I encourage you to stay tuned and continue to watch because there's tips and tricks through the entire video. And there's some silliness near the end that you're not going to want to miss. Again, thanks for watching, everybody.
Just like that, you got the front of the cage. So it's a lovely day down here in the south. And I've got this new tool here from Montana Tools. I thought you might find this interesting. I wanted to change this bit from Phillips to, I guess it's a T20 Torx bit. But I discovered that when you pull this out, the back side of the tool is actually the Allen wrench to loosen that set screw. Pretty cool tool. Not sponsored, but pretty cool nonetheless. Make sure she's square. The chickens won't like it if it's not square. 153.5. Should have same on the other side. 153.5.
Perfect.
Now, because the back panel is so much shorter than the front, 6 inches to be exact, I'm going to build it in here in the comfort of my air-conditioned shop and then slide it out the door.
Now I downloaded these plans from the inner Google, and I was shocked after cutting all of those cuts and putting this thing all together. I assembled it, Lisa and I carried it outside, and it went together like a jigsaw puzzle. Absolutely perfect. So all of these old crates are going to get disassembled, and they're going to get turned into the siding for the old coupe, chicken coupe. Okay, and just like that, I've got $10,000 worth of rustic kitchen decor. Now you might think, if it's worth $10,000, why in the world would you put it on a chicken coop? Well, the answer is simple. Because you see that P on there? That doesn't stand for pallet. That stands for poultry. That way I know I'm building it and putting it on the right thing. And all that's left is taking them over to the nail salon and pulling the nails out of them. That's what I call the bench here, and the needle nose pliers and the vice grips and the pry bar and the hammer and the black and blue thumbnails, the nail salon. Found this guy at the local blue store. Oh my God! I don't think so. So at this point in the project, I'm working alone, and it's a good opportunity to show you a little trick. What I'm doing here is creating a brace so that I can stand this wall up, and again, this is a tiny wall, but let's say it was 15, 20 feet long, and you were working alone. You're going to run a screw through here, and put this in and create a pivot point. And as you can see, when you pop it up, it stands by itself. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's how you do things when you're alone. Now the camera didn't pick that up, but it says like and subscribe, and I really would appreciate it if you would. Now, nothing is more fun for me in the shop than when my wife comes out and gives me a hand. The jokes and the picking ensue.
Now push it in. Oh,
What's the matter?
I got sap on me.
And the dirt will kick it off. I was kidding.
Really?
One for Vernon. Dirt not. Oh!
Actually, it did.
Makes it less sticky. Oh, that's funny.
No. Thanks.
That's why they mean dirt don't hurt.
It's not funny.
I thought it was quite humorous. 20, 30.
You're right. Did you get sap
No, I
on
grabbed
you?
my pencil.
Oh. I'm gonna let you try the struggle.
What did I say that was? 23 and a half?
I don't know. I don't know, but you're not gonna be happy.
Why, you can't flip the board around?
Oh, never mind. It's pick on Lisa day.
Yep. Alright, give me that little blocky down there, ground girl. You gotta throw it up there.
I know, but I didn't want to hit you. Be the Amish today. Put your hand right in that sap.
No, I don't want to have to wash it with dirt. I gotta have more screws, ground girl.
Where are they?
Over on the table. My ladder's in the way anyway. My ladder's in the way anyway. I can get it over enough. I need 3 screws. 4. Ay.
That's my job.
I gotta put a screw in it because now I'm down there. Use the grab a hold of it technique. Alright. Come on, sap girl. Sap girl and Wonder Boy. Oh, this is better. It's got a little bit better.
That'd be kind
Take
of
off
nice.
these serious braces.
Let me move just in case I'm going down.
How dare you? Ta-da! Framing's done. No, it's not. I gotta do the windows and doors. So what's happening here is a lot of banter about who's the best painter and what's the best way to go about this. As I said, my wife coming out in the shop or out in the front lawn is a special treat, and I really do appreciate her coming and helping because I'm really not that fond of painting. But nonetheless, we get this done here. We do a lot of painting back and forth. We're going to paint the entire frame white, which hopefully will eliminate, I need to learn to speak, will eliminate a bunch of trim painting as we move along here. Now, there's 4 chickens going in this thing, and I know that it's rather large for 4 chickens, but this is what I rolled off of the old Intergoogle, and this is what we have. And here is the final roller strokes to complete the painting. Not too bad for 20 minutes worth of work.
All right, everybody, they've gone to the nail salon. All the nails have been pulled. It only took me 3 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes to get these done. Now we're going to transfer them to the paint booth and let my artist, aka Lisa, put some pretty on the top of these things. So we're going to do batten board siding on this chicken coop. And for those of you that have never done batten board siding, a little tip for you is this, or any other small shed project. Gather all of your lumber together and paint it before you put it on the building. Paint your trim, paint your siding boards, paint all of it before you put it on the building. Then, when you come back through, all you have to do is cut it for length, and you've saved all the possibility of overpainting onto your trim, or painting your trim and overpainting onto your siding. You cut it off, dab a little paint on the ends of your boards, you're good to go. Come back and touch up the screw holes. Having said that, how do you figure out how much wood you need? So what I typically do is I take the longest portion of the building, I calculate how many boards I need for that long portion, and we allow Lisa to do her magic on the boards. Then we go to the next shorter section and we cut the boards down shorter so that we're not wasting paint. Obviously, if we only have a 4-foot section, a 3-foot section, we don't want to paint an entire 6-foot board and waste all that paint. That's a little tip for you on batten board siding or any other wood siding that you're going to paint. And one more thing, when you make batten board siding, typically you would buy a 1x8, whether it's rough cut lumber or whatever, a 1x8, and you would cut that board along its length to create a 6-inch wide board, and the piece that you cut off then becomes the bat. In this case, we're using this old beat up lumber, so we're going to take the number that we need and put them on the coop, and I'm just going to slice these up to whatever dimension I think looks good on the coop, and I'm going to say that's probably going to be 1.25 inches wide, and hopefully we get enough strips out of these, them, those, them, these, those, them, and them. Let's cut them up. And that's the bats. I'm back using junk for a coop. Next is a door. And I've got these rough cut 2x6s. And what my plan is to frame the door out. We're going to run a saw kerf down the edge, 1 inch deep or so. We're going to stretch the webbing or the netting, chicken netting, bird netting, deer netting, down in through the center of the groove on each side, create a frame, put a crossbar in it, bing, bang, boom, we got a door.
Now we're going to begin by cutting this, 2x6 to the proper lengths for the stiles and the rails. And we're going to cut these at 4 inches wide, as you see here. And the beauty of this is I can cut off the bad portion where the nail heads were on the left side of the 2x6, which will now become a 2x4, a true 2x4, or 1.5x4, if you will. Here we're cutting the groove for the netting to go through. I'm using a double stack feather board here for safety reasons. And those gloves that I'm wearing seem to give me a better grip when I'm pushing the stuff through the saw, so I've adapted using those. We're going to use the rails here as the actual measurement for the side, using a battery operated nail gun to create a fence for my router. These stiles were too long for me to use the bandsaw to cut them off, but as you can see, we have a perfect cut here. Now, I don't know if I said this, but we're going to do a lap joint type frame where we lap the top onto the top. Most people know what a lap joint is. Cutting half the board off on both pieces and assembling them together to make the original thickness correct. We're going to cut the short ones on the bandsaw here. This Rikon bandsaw makes short work of these lap joints with a stop block on the end so that we don't go too deep. Here I thought I had cut it off and I hadn't, so I had to back up and try again. Okay, now we have it. I have to admit, putting that screen in those little short rails was a booger. But we got it with persistence. Action! Oh, I'm not as good a cameraman as your ma.
Yeah. I hope you leave that in the video.
Put that right in a knot. That's not what I was hoping for. Are you going to go around the other side now? Let me... Action footage here, ladies and gentlemen. This is my son, Jacob. He's really not an Amish. He might look like one with his hideodorous beard. Is that working? You gotta go like this. And there, Jethro. Like that. Got your banger. Cross it. Make sure your staples are running this way in the grain. No, turn your gun 90 degrees. Yes.
You were.
I know. You want the staples to go across. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Don't put them in a knot.
That's why I moved.
Yeah. See, this is wrong. I want to show you the wrong way. All right. Let me have my gun back so I can put them in the right way. Now that you've seen the wrong way. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't correct me on camera. But if you must.
Video proof that you did it first.
Jeepers creepers. Trying to be a star here. A couple of new employees of the Hinkle shop right here. This is the reason I'm building this thing. That is the other reason, because he didn't stop that one from saying build a chicken coop. Or go get chickens, I mean.
But they're so cute.
Especially in hot oil. Are you supervising?
Yes.
Okay, so this particular coop calls for a storage and nesting box that sits outside of the actual coop, and it is removable. It sets on as an additional thing. I've got all the plywood cut out. I've got all the components cut out per the plans, and I may have just put myself in a bad way because it calls for siding, and I want to stick with the batten board siding. It wants me to use T111, so I may have to adjust some of the pieces once we start putting it together. But everything's cut out. I did that all off camera so I didn't have to bore you with the constant brown, 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 and the running through there, zing, zing, zing. Let's put it together and see what we get. So I'm going to use this plywood because it will make this look stronger. Now you got to put the plywood on the right way. That's probably not going to work. Like so. Here we go. Yes. So this plan, well, this is my first mess up. This plan is pretty slick. It has little trays that you make so you can pull out to snatch the eggs or clean up the chicken fertilizer. But this was my mess up. That was not supposed to be over there. It's supposed to be right here. But I don't like that open anyway, so I'm going to cut another piece for this here. No harm, no foul. That's the way I want it. Okay, look, if you've stuck with me this long, I truly, truly appreciate it. Now, what I'm doing here is putting on the netting, and what I'm trying to do is keep it square to the coop, and that's rather difficult when you're doing this alone. So, we're going to use the bottom of the 2x4 frame to try and keep this straight, and I'm running off of the wires that are running horizontal on the netting to keep it there. I'm using the air nailer, and in this case I'm using air staples, which are 1.25 inches long, and I'm running those staples in at approximately, I don't know, a 6 to 8 inch spacing. Here I'm putting down the flooring in the storage compartment, and Lisa and I are going to begin putting on the siding. I have to wait for her at a few points, but she's doing an excellent job. I do appreciate her help. Cutting off the angle. If you run them long and then just cut them off with the Sawzall, it's much, much easier than trying to measure each individual piece. And again, cutting off the end is the same way, as you'll see right here.
Hard stuff ain't coming down for a while.
And I must admit, this was my mistake that Lisa is correcting. I didn't paint the stuff before I assembled the doors. So she created a cut-in, and then she painted the green. Here, she's covering the nail heads. By now, you must be wondering, how is this joker going to get this on the trailer? Well, let me show you how to move a heavy object. To begin, there is 2 ways to elevate any load. First way, attach lift handles wider than the trailer, and jack and block and lift the trailer. No, lift. I got to learn how to read the guy's writing. Block to the needed height, then back the trailer under the coop. Under. The second is to lift the object, back the trailer under, and use pipes to roll it on. Also, while lifting, install temporary legs to the side of the coop to hold it up. Then back the trailer under and use pipe rollers to roll it on. Let me just show you. Come on, Jake. Okay, so just like Fred Flintstone now, we're going to put some rollers underneath this coop. Simple black iron or steel pipes. That's all you need to move a heavy object. Simple pipe rollers, ladies and gentlemen, and enough bodies. And it's on there.
You got it, Jake?
Okay, everybody, let me show you the features of this coop. It's been a monumental task putting this thing together. This is your nesting box. The left side is for storage. You can store your feed and you can store stuff in this side. This side is for egg collection with 2 nesting boxes in here. These are removable for cleaning and throwing your eggs on the ground. Obviously, we got a little lock on here to keep your chickens in. The coop is 6 foot by 10 foot long. It is 8 foot high in the front, 6 foot high in the back. As we move inside here, obviously I made the screen door. You saw me do that. We've got perches here for the birds to sit on. We've got a little ramp here that they can climb up and go into the nesting box in here. This is another room for storage if we open these up. So when we open these doors, you can see what's in here. It's a nice storage area. If we keep this open. All right, everybody, there you have it. A chicken coop for all chickens, even this one here. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe it gave you a laugh. Yes, I'm silly enough to put this thing on for my daughter-in-law's amusement. As always, give us a like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you. They don't like that.
Come on, just follow. Come on. Let's go.
I am the chicken master. This is the cause of all of this.